Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video lecture, we will be discussing about cascading style sheets background properties. So we will start with basic introduction part. After that, I will tell you different types of background that you can use along with your HTML and cascading style sheets. So as you all know students, background makes our website more interactive and more attractive. That's why we use backgrounds with the help of CSS. As you can see in this particular slide, as this is made with PPT, this is a PPT, and you can see here in this particular box, I have used background color brown and the font color is white. You can do same. You can do same thing by using cascading style sheet background property. So let's move to the introduction part. So CSS background property is used to define the background effects on the elements, and there are basically 5 background properties that you can use with HTML elements. First property is background color, background image, background repeat, background attachment, and then background position. So all these are very important and very interesting types. We will discuss everything practically as well. Okay. So as this video is introductory video, we will discuss its theory one by one. So first type we have is background color. So background color property is one of the most commonly used and basic property used by every coder. So background color property is used to specify or used to give a background color to the element. As you can see here in this example, this is my text area. Font color of this is white, and I have used background color as brown. We have used background color in so many videos previously, right? If we talk about its syntax, so let's say I have one text. Let's say this is in H2, okay? Let's say this is in H2 in my HTML section, that is introduction. And close this H2. Now in case under the style tag, if I want to give it a background color property, so you can write it as H2, start your curly braces, background dash color colon brown, then semicolon, and close your curly braces. So this is how you can give property to your any HTML element. Okay, you can give any color here. As in previous lectures, students, if you forgot to watch previous 4 to 5 lectures, you can check the description box. I have added the link there, and in those lectures we have discussed different CSS color properties. Okay, and there we have discussed the ways we can give color to the text or background. Okay, first type we have there is RGB, that is red, green and blue. With the combination of red, green and blue, you can give it any color. And one important point we have discussed is hexadecimal values. If you remember, we use hexadecimal numbers like hash B0 D4DE, or you can say hash FFE012. You can make combination of any words, any numbers here. Okay, so this is how you can give numbers to set a particular color as your background, right? Next, let's just talk about background image property. So as you can see here in this particular slide, I have used a background image that includes these leaves like a structure. Okay, and in background I have used this particular symbol just for designing. Similarly, if you want to add any background image to your website, you can use background image property. Okay, it is just used to set an image as a background of an element, and by default the image covers the entire element. For example, Here I have used background color brown, and if I want to use here a background image of let's say some mountains or some beautiful scenery, you can use background image here, right? So the syntax for background image is what? You can write under the style tag as background dash image colon URL, that is uniform resource locator, and start your brackets. Under the inverted commas, add its complete address dot jpg. Jpg is what? Jpg is the name of jpg is the extension or type of file, type of image that you are going to use. Okay, we will discuss this practically. Students, if we talk about the URL, how to copy this URL, you can check the description box. In HTML lecture series, we have discussed image tag. There I have told you to add this URL. Okay, how to copy this URL, how to add name or complete address. Name or complete address of an particular image that you want to use here. Okay, next important point we have is background repeat. So by default, the background image property repeats the background. Suppose the size of my image is just like this. Okay, this is let's say 800 pixels and this is 20 pixels. Okay, suppose image that I want as a background is of this dimension and the page size is like this. The page size, my web page size is like this. Okay, so whenever I use this image to my this web page as background image, so this will automatically our system will automatically repeat this image. Okay, because height of image is only 20 pixel, so it will be copied so many times to cover the entire page, to cover my entire बैकग्राउंड. ओके, सो अगर हमें ये वाली इमेज यूज करनी होती, सो इस पेज के अकॉर्डिंग ये इमेज 4 टाइम्स रिपीट होती हमारे वेब पेज पे. ओके, बट दिस इज नॉट द राइट वे टू यूज एनी इमेज एज अ background. Okay, so for this you can use background repeat property. So some images are repeated only horizontally or some are repeated only vertically. So the background looks better if the image repeated horizontally only. So we have some different properties for a background repeat. That includes, first point we have is, let's say I want to give body यानी कि complete section of my web page a background image. For that you can write body, then background image, then you need to write URL under the inverted commas, paste its address, name and extension, then semicolon. Okay, after that write it as background repeat colon repeat x and close your curly braces. Okay, so background repeat x means it helps us to repeat the background only on x axis. If you write here repeat y, so that means it allow us to it allow our system to repeat the background image only on the y axis. Okay, third point we have here is if you want that your background does not repeat. Okay, so for this you can write its property here. Background repeat is no dash repeat. We will discuss everything practically in next video. This is just a theory section. Okay, so note all these points so that it becomes easier for you to learn practically. Okay, so if you want, if you don't want your image to get repeated, so you can use background repeat no repeat. Okay, next point we have is CSS background position. Okay, before that we have CSS background attachment. So for this, when we talk about background color, okay, for this, let's say we have background color. Background is whatever you want. Background image, address here. After that, you can write background, repeat, then no repeat. Okay, third point you can add here is background attachment. Okay, for this you need to write it as attachment background attachment colon fixed. Okay, so what does that mean is the background attachment property is used to specify if the background image is fixed or scroll with the rest of the page in browser window. I am repeating this definition. Note it down. This is very important. The background attachment property is used to specify if the background image is fixed or scroll with the rest of the page in browser window. That means whenever you scroll your web page from up to down, down to up, or left to right, if you want your background attachment to be fixed, it will not move along with your cursor. Okay, if you allow it to not fixed, if you give it a property not fixed, then it will automatically move with your cursors, right? Last point we have is background position, and the background position property is used to define the initial position. It is used to define what? The initial position of the background image. And by default, the background image is placed on the top left of the web page. By default, this image is placed on the top left of your web page. If you want your background image to be in, let's say, top right, or you want it to be in bottom left or bottom right, then you can use what? You can use background position over here. So for background position, we have four properties basically. And how to write this? Let me just tell you first. Background position colon. First you can use is center. Another you can use is left. Another option you have is right. Next option you have is top, and next option you have is bottom. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so background position have basically 5 options that you can use. Okay, one important point here we have is if you want to use these three properties works only with background image. Without background image, you cannot use these three properties. This is the basic formula of using HTML backgrounds. Okay, so I hope everything is clear for you. So as I have told you, this particular video is just the introductory video where we have discussed background property and its basic 5 types. We have already discussed the syntax of using every type. Okay, in the next video I will tell you practically how you can use background color and how you can give background image to your web page. We will discuss these 2 points in the next video. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope you like this session.